welcome back to Traffic Talks. You can hear I'm quite a bit subdued this week, and that's for very good reason. So, as you can see, the title of this episode is Being Better, which is essentially a follow-up to my episode of Toxic People, which came out 2 weeks ago. The instance that inspired this episode was basically someone being quite rude to me, in my opinion, but I'll get more into that in the episode. Essentially, I'll walk you through what happened, but this episode is essentially about being a better person. So, if you're interested, enjoy. So, here's the story. I was highly upset by someone essentially calling me out on something, and it wasn't done in an intentional way. It was basically just a comment of like, oh, and I'm not gonna get into the specifics of it, but it's something that someone said, and it was basically about my past self. And I don't mean that in like a spiritual way. I mean that in like, I used to do this, I've worked hard to not do it, and by them saying that backhanded comment, it was like, have you not seen the change in me? Like, what is wrong with you? Obviously I got upset, I got very defensive and very aggressive, and then obviously I ended up in tears. But this just goes to show that not everything that you do on the inside has yet to penetrate the outside and be seen by others. And it's not that you are trying to do it for other people to recognize and acknowledge that. It's that when you do something for yourself and you try and be better and do better and present yourself in a better light, and someone highlights and emphasizes the not so nice, it stings. It really hurts and it stings. And that incident inspired this whole episode because I'm trying to improve myself, and they reminded me of the old me and the old habits and things that I used to do. Obviously, I try and take this as a learning curve, and there's a silver lining to everything, hence this episode, which is why there's a good and bad side to this. The bad side, obviously, is that I felt insulted, I felt upset, I felt angry, like how dare you? And then I walked away and I actually sat and I thought about it, and I realized that the good thing of this was that my brain kicked into defensive mode because I have been changing, I have been improving, and my brain was like, hold on, how dare you, when exhibit A is proof that I've done better, exhibit B is proof that I've done good, and all these examples run through your brain. Being able to notice that yourself is always a good thing, especially because it means that you have grown, and not only are you able to back up yourself, your brain backs it up, meaning it's already been an internalized feeling and thought and action. So you are doing better, someone else just hasn't seen it, which is the second good thing, because now you can actually see where you need to improve yourself and what needs to be more visible in terms of being a better you. Like I said, this is a follow-up to the Toxic People episode, because this goes to show that when you get rid of the toxic people in your life, you actually see who are the people who are valuable to you, and not in a mutually beneficial kind of way, but in like a genuine friend kind of a way. Because this person called me out and I can be like, thank you for that. Now I can say thank you. In the moment I was very ungrateful, but now I can look back and say thank you for letting me know. I got upset because that is not the person I want to portray. It's not the person I am anymore. Having someone call you out and be completely honest with you, that just goes to show that this person isn't a toxic person in your life. They actually are a good person and they want what's best for you. And you then need to go and look at yourself, once again, being a better person inwardly, to look and see that you aren't maybe toxic for them. Because was this habit or thing about you something that is destructive for other people? Especially because this is someone you know and you care about and you're their friend, and you want to make sure, am I being the best me for them, and vice versa, or not? Because the last thing you actually want is a hype man, someone who's just a yes man and who's gonna be like, oh, of course, do that. For example, if you are someone who's maybe trying to budget better and save some money or not spend as much, and they are just like, treat yourself. We're gonna go out, we're gonna do this, we're gonna do that. They're encouraging you to spend your money when you've told them and they are aware that you're trying to save. That is not a good person. That is a toxic person for you. And if you are a good enough friend and you are able to be like, I told you I'm currently budgeting and cutting back on expenses and things, and they still encourage you to spend, like, you can save next month or whatever, red flag. Be aware of that. If this person actually is like, oh my word, I'm so sorry, I completely forgot, scrap that. Let's do something cheap at home. We can club so it's cheaper. We can do it at your house or mine, and we can maybe not spend money on a venue. We can eat in or something, and they actually encourage you to save and offer alternatives and things. That is a good person because they are encouraging you. Those are the people you need. Are you being a good friend to them, and are they being a good friend to you? Because you need that outsider's perspective to be like, am I encouraging this person in a good way or a bad way? Because it's not only others that can be toxic, you can be toxic and not realize it. So work on yourself. Also, like I said, this person calling me out was able to show me that this is an area I need to not only improve but visibly improve on. And by this I mean, someone calling you out can light a fire under you, but sometimes it can be overwhelming for you because it's like, I've already put in the work and now they're not seeing it, so now I need to put in more work just so that they can see it, but I know I've done something. Fair, you did the work, but look at it as an opportunity to do more work in that area, especially because, like I said, your brain has backed you up. You know you've done things. Try and see what more you can do. For example, if you want to be more organized, so you got yourself a diary or a notebook and you start planning things in there and you write it out, and that's it. And that's all good and well. Yet someone calls you out and be like, your thing is still disorganized, or you still forget appointments or something like that. Great. You got yourself a planner, you made plans, you've organized yourself for the diary or whatever. That's good. You can do other things on top of that to improve yourself. For example, yes, your things are disorganized, but you've planned it, so why not plan time to organize everything else? For example, if your room is in disarray, don't try and swallow the elephant in one bite. Break it up into small chunks. If you have a lot of papers lying around, maybe take 5-10 minutes and just gather all the papers into one place. If you can do that with other things, put them into like piles or little groups, and then just relax. And the next day, maybe take one pile or group of things and sort through them. Do one pile each day, and then by the end of a week, you've sorted out a whole bunch of things, and it actually looked like a mountain when you started. But that's just, once again, goes to show small changes can make big differences, especially if you do it a small chunk at a time. You don't need to dive in at the deep end. I know I do that a lot, but that's me. That's how I like to do things, because that Mel Robbins and her 5-second rule, I need like 3 seconds and then I need to go. Like 5 is like too much time for me to hesitate. I cannot. So for me, diving in at the deep end, yes. Other people, they may need to just like touch the water, play with it a bit, ease in slowly. That's perfectly fine. But one thing I would recommend is small steps, and realizing that sometimes the mental fight is harder than the physical one, because mentally you need to not see this molehill as a mountain, and that's harder than actually physically doing something. So take a step back, breathe, see what you can do. I always recommend making a list and then do it, because there's no harm in improving yourself. You can only get better, you can never get worse. So why not improve yourself? Be a better human being. We all are just trying to make it through this world, and being a better person for yourself will make you more empathetic to other people. And wouldn't you just like to be able to one day be like, look, I'm just not good, and someone being like, you know what, it's okay, instead of them being like, excuse you, who do you think you are? Does the world revolve around you? No. That's very aggressive. So having that calm understanding may just work in your favor. You never know. But find your thing that will make you a better being and go for it. That's all I can say. That's all I can say. We need to look at ourselves before we point the finger at others, and working on ourselves will always just be much better than trying to bring someone else down. Lifting yourself up is always a better option than bringing someone down to your level, because that person will always resent you for that, and pushing yourself up and working hard to get there will always give you the satisfaction you're looking for instead of bringing someone down. That's it. My song of the week is actually very unrelated to the topic. It's just a song I have been jamming to. The song of the week is Levitating by Lipa. There is a remix version featuring DaBaby, and her album Future Nostalgia is incredible. I loved her first album when it came out, and ever since she was featured on a song, I can't remember which one, it was so long ago, but ever since her first song came out and I heard her voice, I'm like, this girl is gonna make it big. And I've been following her since then, and I'm just like, yes, you go. That's the song of the week. My Instagram, as per usual, I'll leave a link down below with a few others for you to check out. It's been a bit slow. I'm going to honestly say that. It's just because I've been super busy with admin, if I can put it that way, like just life admin tasks and driving to places and doing physical things that are completely boring, that I don't want to bore you with. Therefore, I've left it off the internet. But we're getting there. That's it for me. I hope you have a great week and be a better being. Love you. Bye.